Welcome, it's the dead of winter. That means it's time to throw some logs on the fire with the Wood Tier Invitational Round 3. The Wood Elves bringing the cast tonight is myself, Cajun Wise Guy, on production, on play-by-play, his debut with the WTI. Everyone welcome Ty Guy, and the main administrator himself, Whiskey Tango Golf, WTI. It is the Wood Tier Guru. We're going to be having a great match and a great cast tonight. Guys, take it away.
Gaming, and both of these are Limit Break Gaming teams. It is great to be able to come in here and hype up this match. This is something we've been looking forward to since the very beginning, and I'm excited to be here casting it with Ty Guy Game.
Absolutely, right back at you. So very exciting stuff getting back into the casting, and I do want to appreciate everything Limit Break Gaming has done for me. So and both these teams should be a pretty close matchup. I mean, we got the best 3 out of 5 starting out with a control point map, and kind of waiting to see what that's going to be. So, I mean, what can you tell me a little bit, Wood Tier, about what's going on tonight, or what do you expect to see?
So right now we are waiting on our teams to get this match really going. We just did the coin toss and Fireteam Cobalt called heads, and they lost the coin toss, which means that it is in the hands of Fireteam Phoenix. If you want to take over for just a second while I inform them of that decision, we'll get right back into it.
Alrighty, I certainly can. So exciting stuff tonight. Like I said, first time being on. Do appreciate that. Good Overwatch here. We're in the round 3 of this round robin tournament, and should be a lot of stuff. I've seen some of these players. Fireteam Phoenix used to be another team name. Watched the stuff they did. I know AJ and Otel, they can do a lot of good work, and I've seen some of the work from Malarkey and Jelly on Cobalt. So, like I said, good matchups that we're going to see here soon, and just kind of waiting on what map we're going to start on.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a control map for our first map, as always. I'm really excited. Fireteam Cobalt was the third team brought into. Well, they weren't brought into, actually. I believe that their team was founded as a Limit Break Gaming team, and they were the third team to be officially made a fire team. And then our most recent addition is Fireteam Phoenix, and they certainly bring the pain when they show up and play. This is going to be an electrifying match. We are still just waiting on them to pick pick the map, and we will be getting started in just a moment.
Looks like it could be possibly Lijiang Tower, I saw, and it looks like a last-minute substitution. Dreg should be in for, in for Shush. So last-minute changes here, getting it going. And don't blame the casters. Don't blame, we're just kind of waiting on the lobbies. That's the unfortunate part, is it always seems like the casting crew is the reason it's being held up. But it's not us, I will say that. So, what tier, say you haven't been playing Overwatch for a bit here, but what would you say, what do you miss about Overwatch?
What do I miss about it? What do I miss about Overwatch? When I was in the prime of hosting, or when I was in the prime of captaining my team, Fireteam Sable, we started out in the GOATS meta, essentially, and as a main tank player with a Reinhardt tattoo on his leg, GOATS was a lot of fun.
GOATS is a lot of fun. A lot of people hated it. I would argue it was like a 50-50 split, you know what I mean? Like, you would talk to one person and say, hey, it's great, but then the DPS players are like, I just want to play DPS. Yeah. So, and it looks like we are starting on Lijiang Tower. Getting ready to go. I think we're just about ready.
Yeah, we have Dreg getting moved in off of the sidelines. It is a lot to host one of these matches, so we'll give Pajolo a little bit of leeway. It sounds like that just got taken care of, and now they're asking for ready check.
I think we're ready. Yep. Let's see.
We are going to Lijiang Tower.
Lijiang, one of my personal favorites. I mean, any Lucio mains, anybody in the chat there, they love it for the boops, the environmentals, all the stuff. And Control Center is one of that classic brute strength maps that you love the tank matchups. So I'm really looking forward to that. Do you think we're going to see some of the a lot of characters that provide that boopage on gardens and different things like that, like a Pharah, Lucio? What do you expect to see in the compositions to start out?
As this is our oak bracket, these teams are definitely going to be leaning on possibly a little bit more of a meta style. It depends. If we go Control Center, then you're absolutely right. We are going to get that classic bruiser, or that classic bruiser style, where we've got the Reinhardt and maybe the Zarya getting in there and really clashing it out. But if we go to if we go to the tower where there are lots of boops, I'm not sure that they have that Pharah is one of the primary go-tos for either of these teams, but it will absolutely be very interesting to see what kinds of compositions we're going to see.
Yeah, it's all you can hope for. You always the booping off, the environmental kills, they're some of the most fun you can have in this game. Now, if you get booped off and you're the one being booped, it's not really that much fun. But if you're doing it, it's a lot better. So, trying to see what we are waiting on here. I think they're deciding they got to get their player icons and everything set up right, because you got to come into the game with swag. You have to.
You do. A lot of times we'll see those kind of trolly patterns where you'll see the ass or something like that. But both of these teams are going along with the style of their team names, and we've got blue symbols out of Fireteam Cobalt, and we got red symbols out of Fireteam Phoenix. We are finally getting into it. Lijiang Tower is loading in. That was the longest intro ever. Thank you so much, Pajolo, for getting us into this game.
Oh, I thought it was getting awkward there. I was like, man, making my debut tonight for the server, and I'm just like, really? I was like, the stall, I started running out of things. So, as we get ready to go, we got the night market here on Lijiang Tower. An exciting one. You see a lot of the sim strats go on this. They take that teleporter, put it right up on the window, get on the point. It's always a race. So, I kind of expect to see some of that coming into this.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually are starting to see our characters come out. We've got Pajolo on the off tank with Eeyore playing the Reinhardt. It looks like we might see some Symmetra from both teams on ENW on Cobalt and Otel Daraj, who is the sim player for Fireteam Phoenix. We've got a Reaper on the side of Fireteam Cobalt and a Doomfist on the side of Phoenix. We'll see how that changes things for their teams. The blue Reinhardt already on point.
Looking to find something here. It's kind of a scramble going on. 15 seconds until that control point unlocks, and immortality being used there by Fireteam Phoenix. Keeping them alive for a little bit. Still kind of looking for that first kill, and there finally Pajolo getting the first kill there.
Yeah, as the fight goes on, the Zarya does nothing but get stronger.
So it looks like, and actually it's flipping here, and it looks like Phoenix might be able to get this fight. It's kind of really close, not much going on, and now AJ and Drake picking up the kills for Phoenix over Cobalt, and they should be able, Guru, to just clean up this fight, and they do.
Yeah, that was a really interesting start from Fireteam Phoenix. They came on, they took positioning on the point, and it seemed like Fireteam Cobalt never actually got their foothold in. Fireteam Cobalt, off of the Zarya, was able to get the pick onto Doomfist, but then Fireteam Phoenix was able to hold on to the point and contest it for long enough that kill didn't end up mattering in the Doomfist came right in.
Absolutely. So both amplifications being used here, trying to get something, and Beancan stepping up, getting the kills. Now Drag cleaning up this fight. So Cobalt tried to make a move there, but Phoenix just shutting them down. It's like a couple ults being used there, but coming into this next fight, you have AJ and Beancan with 2 ults, so it's going to be tricky pushing in with a grab on the defense here.
Yeah, but it looks like Dreg is set up on that high ground, ready to go for that Doomfist pickoff. If you get enough damage off with one combo, that's a real easy Doomfist ult, and it looks like he's getting contested by the Sombra up on the top.
Trying to find something here. Good roll going in. That Shatter being blocked. A really good block there by Fox. And Cobalt still trying to find something here. That grab coming out. There's the sound barrier going in. And the Meteor Strike finding a kill, but Chaos comes back. This is still about an even fight going on.
Yeah, in the back line, we had the E&W fight versus Atel, and ended up trading that, but the time keeps on ticking for Fireteam Phoenix. We're at 88%, and we have a pause coming out.
All right, and we're back to the stalling. Oh, I thought we were done with that, so we're kind of waiting on that. So 88%, it's just at this point, Guru, this is going to be a stall effort by Cobalt just to get back. They do have Grev, and it looks like they got a Death Blossom, could be maybe a possible combination there. But, I mean, it's going to be a last-ditch effort no matter what they do.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a bug on the side of side of Fireteam Cobalt with Eeyore, who is supposed to be on the Reinhardt, and maybe not necessarily supposed to be sitting on the Roadhog right now. Maybe that's the bug. We'll see him probably backing out and then coming back in. But that'll knock that 1% ult charge all the way back down to 0%, which does leave you with a Graviton Surge and very possibly a Death Blossom coming out from Chaos on the Reaper. But I don't think it's going to be enough. We have the beat drop ready to come in from Professor AJ on the side of Fireteam Phoenix, as well as a Shatter. This is going to be a bit of a stretch for Fireteam Cobalt. It might just need to happen on the next map.
So we'll see, yeah. 98, and there is a touch there, able to contest, but Chaos already going down, 5v6 fight, looking for anything else. There's the grab, amplification coming on, but the kills are just coming in there for Phoenix. Uh-oh, and the nasty Shatter coming in, and that should be able to do it for round 1. So Cobalt seemed that they weren't able to get their feet in there necessarily, or set up properly, and Phoenix took advantage of that, and that's what got them that first round win.
Yeah, absolutely. You hate to see it, but sometimes there are those things like defender's advantage and just like ult differentials that kind of make the paper side of Overwatch play out in real life. But we're on to Control Center. We're gonna probably see another one of those really brawly comps. We got Eeyore switching over to the Reinhardt off of what was honestly probably just a stall pick on the ball. But what we really want to see Fireteam Cobalt do is get in there and take control of the point. If they don't get onto the point and take that control first, it kind of seems like Fireteam Phoenix is just going to hold that defender's advantage.
Exactly, striking first. So it's kind of this stalemate right here, both teams running that Symmetra teleporting. And there's a swap there. I do like the Junkrat picks here. Of course, that may be biased because I'm a Junkrat main. And we're still back and forth, and Phoenix has the grip onto the point, and that might be the nail in the coffin. And Cobalt did what they didn't do what they needed to do there. So Phoenix already stepping off to an early percentage here.
Yeah, control is so swingy. A lot of times, if you are the first team that controls the control point, you end up with the ult advantage, and the defender's advantage just leads to a kind of game where where the attackers are always on the back foot. It seems like that's just what Fireteam Phoenix is going to be holding on to right now. Especially with that Symmetra setting up the turrets and all that. But Cobalt is pushing in.
There's that Coalescence looking for a few things. ENW finding the kill there. Here comes the Riptire. Oh, and it's a triple by Chaos, shutting down Phoenix already. Great work by Cobalt, just cleaning this up here. Bean Can's going to go down. So right there, Woodtier, that was great. That's what Cobalt needed. That's what they were lacking in that first map. So a big play there by Chaos and a great aggression.
Yeah, you really need to get those explosive kind of plays if you're going to turn that kind of thing around. Those team fights need to be decisive. If you can't make that happen, then the time just keeps ticking.
Now this seemed like a little bit of a mistake there. There's quite a bit going on. Actually, the Riptire goes down there, and Cobalt's getting a couple of kills here. AJ getting a kill, and Cobalt should be able to win this, but I don't know. What do you think about that move? I think that was a little too aggressive.
Pushing up to that door is definitely not something that we are unaccustomed to seeing. As long as they're able to get a solid regroup back in here, and with this beat drop, it seems like they're going to be holding on to this.
So, it's gonna flip there. They get it back. So it was a little bit of costly. I do like the aggression. You gotta find it. I mean, they definitely changed it. That's the thing. You gotta change it. If it's not working, change it, and it might work. So in this next fight, you got Pajolo with the grab, and you're gonna have Shattered and Echo and Coalescence. So they got a lot to work with here, and they should be able to retake it if they execute it right.
Yeah, I mean, this should be a situation where you walk in, press Q, and take the point back.
Press Q. Remember, anybody that needs advice, when all of your players have ults, hit them all at once. And they're keeping that aggression going, Cobalt here, and they flip it right back. And unfortunately, Phoenix had to take a back step there to reset properly. They did a good job with it, but that's crazy how just being aggressive works sometimes.
Ladies and gentlemen, go back and watch that play. Eeyore walked forward, pressed Q, and got the fatty shatty, and that won him the fight.
And the double tires there working out more in Drake's favor. And there's a grab coming in, trying to hang on to this point as Phoenix, Coalescence coming out. A lot of things going on, but the kills are coming in here for Phoenix. And Cobalt, they're going to have to back out of this.
Yeah, but they switch it back at 75 to 75%. They're not that far down. This is honestly in either team's hands right now.
I think that first round was a little bit of a slip up there by Cobalt. I think now they've started to get their rhythm and figuring it out.
If you're doing it right, you do a warm-up beforehand, but sometimes the best warm-up you can get is round one of the match that matters.
Yeah. So somebody's got to get on the point, and they finally do. And trying to get the kills there, Drake does, and Beancan. This is not looking good for Cobalt, but they do get 2 kills back right into it. So this is a back and forth, but it looks like finally Phoenix is going to take this, and they're going to win Legion Tower 2-0.
Yeah, this is starting to turn out very, very interesting. I'm taking a look at our... actually, let's go ahead and watch this. Play the game.
Going back to the triple. Let's see it sneaking around here, going around, and... That's why Junkrat's so satisfying. I mean, once again, I may be biased because I'm a Junkrat main, but it looks so good. Did you say, oh boy?
I did say, oh boy. I did say, oh boy.
If I had a nickel for every time somebody said, oh boy, being a Junkrat main, I'd be a millionaire by now.
So I am, as we are sitting here in the lobby screen, waiting for things to happen, I'm pulling up our score sheet for Oak. And let's give a live rank summary of where our teams are in the rankings. In rank 1, we have LSFC. In rank 2, we have Theory of Relativity. In rank 3, we have 5 AM Riptide. In spot 4, we have Lost Borealis. And then in spot 5, we have Fireteam Cobalt. Fireteam Cobalt has one win and 1 loss. Everyone above them is currently undefeated. Then just below Fireteam Cobalt at 6, Ritcom Bokum. And then we are down into the teams that have not yet won a round. and that's with the Plat Agenda, Fireteam Phoenix, and Watchpoint Gibraltar.
What a name! I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the captain for, I'm sorry, not the captain, the coach. The coach for Fireteam Cobalt is also the coach for for Watchpoint Gibraltar. So, um,
That's
yeah,
interesting. I don't know if
uh,
I've ever
fun,
seen that.
fun facts. But yeah, we've got Fireteam Cobalt with 1 win of two matches so far, and we've got Fireteam Phoenix with 0 wins of 2 matches right now. So it's cool that Fireteam Phoenix is showing up in map 1 by taking the point on the first control map.
And we're going to Kings Row. Everybody's favorite map, hand down. You can't argue with that. It's just the facts. You know, even when Blizzard made this game, they even said Kings Row is going to be everybody's favorite. They just knew. So this has been such a fun map to see goats on. Uh, just anything. Slambulance. Do you remember the Slambulance comp?
Yeah, it was
Where
pre-Ghosts.
Four tanks and the two. That was great. But you know, this is a paradise here for just being aggressive and having epic tank battles. So we're going to see that here. And of course, this is hybrid. Anybody watching doesn't know what hybrid is. I'm assuming most people do, but if they don't, that means you got to get a control point, just like we saw at the last. Except you just get it real quick, and then you push the payload all the way to the end of the last 2 points. So this is personally my favorite map. Filthy for Junkrat mains. So, did we have any swaps going in there? I don't think I saw any swaps here. I think everybody stayed the same. It looks like.
Put Atel on bench.
Okay, Otel went, and then Shushifoof is into the game now.
Shushifoof indeed.
That is a tricky name to say.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the hardest I've ever tried to pronounce.
So, I don't know. You were having a hard time with ENW earlier.
So. And I didn't know. Okay, so we're doing casting a little bit, and obviously the first time here on this server, it doesn't matter the names that you could have every single name under the sun. There's always some new name, and there's been times when you would think, oh, just ENW, but there's other times where somebody's like, well, it's pronounced like this, and I'm like, okay, well that doesn't make sense, but if that's what it is, that's what it is, right?
You know, in video games and online usernames, you get to pick your name. So you get to identify with whatever pronunciation of whatever ridiculousness is on your is actually your what's it called? Your username. Elon Musk's baby comes to mind.
Yeah, I was thinking just with that statement just reminded me of Murica, you know, not America, Murica. You can do what you want. So 14 seconds getting ready to go here. Looks like Phoenix is going to be on the defense and Cobalt going to be on the attack to start here. So do you expect seeing this Reinhardt Zarya composition, the brawl in your face type of style?
You know, it's the style that we see most often on Kings Row. It seems to be the style that is played a lot right now in at least the matches that I've casted. I've seen a little bit of Sigma. I've seen a little bit of Ball. I haven't seen very much like a precise dive. I've seen hardly any Diva. So it looks like on the side of the defense we've got the classic Rein Zarya, and then we've got the double shield proposing from Fireteam Cobalt on Pajolo and Eeyore.
Ooh, that double shield, that works. I'll tell you what, a lot of times I run that Rein Sigma, and it works more than you think it does. It just, sometimes you just need that aggression.
Coming out of the red gates, we've got something cheeky. We've got a Bastion Symmetra play looking like. We've got the Reinhardt facing, and he just got some scouting, and now we're about to see some shenanigans. Teleport shenanigans, here we go!
There it is, going into it. And look at that, on the statue, I don't know if I've seen something like that. That's pulling something way out and beyond. That's amazing. How do you stop that with...
That's a little dirty. I mean, high ground is high ground, but that's not exactly the kind of high ground that gives you much of a positional advantage other than being able to rain bullets all the way down. But what do I know, apparently? Apparently Bastion is a competitive pick on this map.
It's like an AC-130 or something up in the sky, like Call of Duty, like a death kill streak. It's freaking ridiculous. But what was ridiculous is the amount of time that Cobalt has right now. Of course, they got 5 minutes and 28 seconds to push here to the second point, and they're still keeping that aggression. It's like they heard us. I swear they heard us. They needed the aggression, and that's what they're doing.
Fireteam Cobalt is really building up those ultimates. They are staying on that aggression. They realize that if the Bastion gets taken out, then this composition doesn't work. So they've got to get the positioning for the Bastion to survive.
And unfortunately, Bastion did go down, not able to push much with that amplification, and that's really what did the Bastion in. But there's the attacking one, and you got a Graphitic Flux coming in here looking to find anything, but a great immortality being used there by JBO. But it's, even with that immortality, despite that, they're still just pushing forward, and Cobalt's looking so good right now. This is a completely different matchup going on.
Yeah, Cobalt really analyzed what was going on with the fact that, all right, cool, we've got a Bastion set up. The Bastion setup worked. The first time the Bastion died, the Bastion wasn't like, all right, I'm playing competitive in silver, and I'm going to stay on the Bastion because it's got to work. Switches right off onto the Sombra, and we're ready to take point 2.
There's a big EMP in the grab, and I feel like what's here, I don't think they needed the grab there. I understand with keeping that aggression, but I feel like they could have saved that grab possibly for the next fight there. But despite that, they still have Sound Barrier, High Noon, and Shatter coming into this next fight to the Finn. And then you got Cobalt here. I think they're losing a little bit of steam, and they don't have that much of an ult economy.
Yeah, when I'm looking at Fireteam Phoenix's ult charge right now, I do think that taking that just like playing it safe, going with the grab was the right option. Fireteam Phoenix is running Fireteam Cobalt is running the double shield, which means that your Shatter's like a low percentage play. So you need that CC, you get the CC, you overkill it with the EMP, and you take the W.
Right, well said. Hey, you're pretty smart. And now, it looks like Phoenix did a great job at holding Cobalt again. So now all of a sudden that 5-minute time bank, it's gone. And we're looking at about 2 minutes and 55 seconds here. But on the next attack that they come back, they will have Flux, and they're going to have Amplification. And working on that EMP Shatter, they might be able just to have enough to pull through on this next fight.
Yeah, if they do that, I mean, the Sombra is already playing from behind, getting a little bit of scouting in, so they know where they're coming from. The shields come out on the side of Fireteam Cobalt. If they play this smart, if they play it slow, but they're not going to do that. They're going to open up with some Qs.
A lot of ults coming in there from both sides, and Shushu getting the early kill on ENW there. And this is just kind of just an all-out brawl going on. Fox getting a kill there. Eeyore going back and forth and waiting to see what this Riptide is going to do. This can make and break this fight. Coming around the corner, look out, and finding AJ there. And that amplification coming out, doing a lot. But there's a big slam, but will it be enough? And unfortunately, too many people were dead. I wanted it to happen. Everybody likes a big slam, but Cobalt finally getting the room to push to the second point and moving on to the third.
Now we're looking at a time bank that we're a little bit more used to seeing. 3 minutes is a pretty solid push on for this last point. Although Fireteam Phoenix is going to be at the spawn advantage. So we'll see how they push into this. I expect they were going to lead off with their Graviton. There it is.
And there it is. And the EMP going in there, but somehow able to stay out of that, and they were able to drop the sound barrier. But then there it is. Here comes the second EMP into this fight. Shushi picking up a few kills. I start to wonder that EMP might have been a little too late, unfortunately. due to being down just by a little bit there. And now they're down a few ults. They will have Shatter and High Noon coming back into this, but they're going to have to build a little bit to win these fights more than likely.
Yeah, Phoenix is successfully defended for a minute, burned off a minute of time. We've got the Sombra on the side of Fireteam Phoenix, or I'm sorry, Fireteam Cobalt, looking to get into a position where she can actually get some ult charge going, because it's just not happening right now.
And there comes the Riptide looking for a big play, and
Got the
there
aim.
it is. It's going around. Look out! There's the kill. JBL going down, and the Flux coming in, and this might be it. Now Phoenix might be able to get back into this one and stall.
They come around this corner. They definitely have the stall. They do have a good amount of ults too.
Oh, the boot there! Do get it out, but there's a good High Noon, well placed, and that might be enough kills. Hack coming in there, and Drake's one of the only ones left, and that should be it. So minute 27, not the time that they were looking for in the beginning. However, 125 in the bank and pushing all the way, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, man, you get all the way to the end. You finish. You get all 3 points. Then it doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they do on this round 2 push. You are at least going to another round.
That's the best. That takes off a lot of pressure when I know that. But of course, you know, you would always expect a lot of teams to get there with more time. But as we know, and that's just the general concept of these games with a payload, it's so hard to push. You get maps like Eichenwald, Kings Row, and it's just that tight corridor on that last point, always tricky to push through.
That's just that spawn disadvantage. When you're sitting on defense and your spawn is literally right around the corner. It is literally the reason why Assault 2CP is the least favorite map type of. I'm gonna be generous and say 90% of Overwatch players.
Paris is everybody's favorite map, right? Everybody likes that.
It is an Assault map. What's the other one that everybody hates? Horizon Lunar Colony.
Yeah.
Also a 2CP.
The term 2CP lol, LOL, you know.
Indeed. There's a reason why if you win your first 3 maps in your matches here at the Wood Tier Invitational, you don't even see 2CP as a game type played.
That's smart. I like that. So 345 out the gate here, and seeing a bit of the Wrecking Ball and Sigma composition, which it works at times. You just got to execute, but it seems like a little slow start here. And I think what they're trying to do is basically get Fireteam Cobalt to come out. But the nice pick there by ENW, and that's going to be tricky already for Fireteam Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the plan is on the side of Fireteam Phoenix. They're playing like this slow, take multiple angles composition, and they're running the ball. And Fireteam Cobalt is honestly playing something a little akin to anti-dive.
And this is quite the contrast to what we saw. We saw this aggressive, and then we got the playing slow. Now, there's different styles, and there's a good ground pound by Fox there, looking to find something. Shushi picking up a kill. Huge job here. And right now, they're pushing Cobalt back a little bit, trying to get this point. Still don't have that tick, though. But there it is, a few more kills. Beautiful Flux. This should be able to close out this fight. Well done by Beancan. And just like that, Phoenix is going to get this first point.
Absolutely. You know, apparently, what the hell do I know? You play it slow. You play it slow. You earn the high ground. By the time that that Fireteam Cobalt was ready to push onto the point, the Reinhardt pushed onto the point. Then you know who is looking right at him from just above? The Hanzo, sitting up in the window. They've got the Hanzo playing from one angle. They've got the Ashe playing from another angle. And then you even have the deadly Zen playing from another angle.
Zen is always deadly from any angle. It's ridiculous. I've never seen a character. It's just so brutal. How many times have you walked out of the corner just like dink, 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 and you're dead?
Blizzard coming out. Not much coming of it.
lot of ults being used there. I'm surprised some of the ults coming out. The Dragon Strike coming in there, and the Blizzard, and High Noon, but not really finding much with all the ults. Drake picking up a kill there on Jelly, but the question is, will it be enough? And Drake coming in with another headshot, and this might be just what they need, and they're going to keep this train rolling.
You know, these long, drawn-out fights are not going the way of Fireteam Cobalt. With this split multiple angles composition, like it serves Fireteam Phoenix to play it slow and play from range, and Fireteam Cobalt just isn't getting in their face. They're not contesting that Sigma, the stationary part of their composition well enough.
Right, and they're lacking that aggression. And like we said, the aggression was the key. And Bob going out there getting Pajolo, Dreg picking up the kill as well. And really, they're already up to 6-4 fight now, 6-3. Should be able to pick this up as well. So just like Cobalt getting really aggressive, Phoenix came right back, and they got 4:23 on the clock to go.
Yeah, they have about a minute more time than what Fireteam Cobalt did pushing this. By no means is this an easy corridor to push through, but if Cobalt doesn't make some changes and start getting early picks, I'm starting to lean in the favor of Fireteam Phoenix, honestly.
Yeah, they're starting to get it. As soon as you count them out, they're coming right back. And as we see, Drake is just stepping up, hitting headshot after headshot. And that early fight win is what's really helping them right now. And Transcendence does come out there, keep everybody up. Fox getting the kill. Pajolo manages to get Bean Can. But even despite that, they are still moving along. 3:35 to go.
And Bean Can gets rezzed, and we're back to looking like a full group 6. Already set up, essentially having defenders at advantage. All you've got is spawn advantage coming out on the side of the Fireteam Cobalt.
And Drake picking up the kill here, looking to stall is Cobalt, but the kills are just coming in. Fox joining in on this fight. Jelly manages to get a kill, and the pesky mine sitting on the payload. But all they got to do is kill ENW here, and actually Pajolo does come back. So few, and actually out of the, I wasn't even expecting that. It looks like Cobalt's gonna actually hold this.
Yeah, big shout out to Jelly on that play. He was sitting over on the right side high ground, completely uncontested, laying down heals, laying down damage. I think that Jelly was the one that carried that fight for Cobalt.
The one sneaky person, look, all it takes is one person to make a difference. So just like that huge time bank is down to 2 minutes and 28 seconds.
Yeah, especially when that one sneaky person is the one playing Baptiste.
Yeah, indeed. So amplification coming out there, and it's working. Malarkey popping off. The supports right now doing such a great job for Cobalt, keeping them up. And oh, there's a sneaky pick there by JVO. And as soon as I thought that Phoenix was out of this one, big kills coming in, and double kill there by Fox, forcing that Transcendence out. And they're looking pretty good to take this.
Yeah, they're looking to stall it out for just a few more seconds. All they have to do is get it below their opponent's time, and they'll probably be feeling pretty decent about themselves.
I would be too, and it's getting pretty close here, but they can't get the kills as much as they are. Somehow Cobalt's staying into this, and we're looking about the equal time, and all of a sudden Fireteam Cobalt's going to have the best time here.
We've got some switches coming out. Foxum is moving on to Reinhardt, and Bean Can is back on this Zarya. But what are we looking at for our ultimates? On the side of Cobalt, we've got the Ball ultimate, which can be good, and then you've got but ENW switches on to the dreaded Bastion.
There's the minefield coming in, and a Bob. So many things going on the screen right now, it's hard to keep up. Valkyrie was popped as well. They do take Bob down, but Cobalt's getting the kills. And now I'm starting to wonder with your Guru if Phoenix is going to be able to do this.
They took out the Bastion, which is step number 1 in this play.
Bean Can coming up huge there, and Eeyore finding a kill, but this might be just what they need, but they gotta kill the ball. Eeyore still staying alive. And
Both tanks back on the point.
They keep coming back, and every time you think you kill everybody, one keeps coming back. 15 seconds here, and if this goes into overtime, then we're not gonna see, it's gonna be Phoenix that's gonna have to defend against Cobalt. That's great Blizzard there. Will it be enough? It's stalling. ENW does go down. Anybody? And they finally get it. But of course what this means when it hits this in a hybrid game type, Phoenix is going to have to defend this. And basically all Cobalt has to do is get a tick onto the point and they will win this round. Easier said than done though.
Easier said than done is kind of an understatement. This is going to be a very, very interesting push here. The number of times that I've seen something happen, the number of times that I've seen a team push it all the way with 0 time on the clock, it happens all the time. Don't count them out. Fireteam Cobalt is pushing this, and it's very, very possible that it's going to get all the way to the they got 1:27, which is already more than what Fireteam Phoenix is.
Well, I thought all they got to do is get the
get.
first tick, right? That's it. Because that's what I was saying about the 0. All they got to do is get a tick, and that's game, because 0 on the clock. So as long as you have at least more than a minute on there, and the other team has 0, then they just barely escape that from creating that situation that you were saying. So, and right now we saw Cobalt do a great job at taking down Phoenix right away. So let's see how Phoenix is going to be able to hold this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just got schooled by Tie Guy Gaming. He's absolutely right. We've got the charge coming in. All right. Fireteam Phoenix right back in it.
So yeah, Phoenix getting that kill there. The teleport went up there, but nobody went. It seemed like a miscalculation there. I don't think they were expecting that to happen. So just like that, this time bank goes by so fast. 58 seconds, you're going to have 2 pushes almost at a max. But they're committing. They're going for it, looking for anything. 50 seconds on the clock. There's a good anti-immortality out, and they're pushing back. Oh, nobody got on! I can't believe it! Nobody got on! Oh, Cobalt takes it.
We can't call it a C9. We can't call it a C9.
It wasn't. They just never got on.
They just never got on. They didn't lose the team fight. They definitely didn't lose the team fight.
Oh my god, it hurts. Just to show you, ladies and gentlemen, it can happen in tournaments. It can happen in anywhere. You know, it wasn't a C9, but you just got to get on the point. And I don't think they didn't have somebody that was designated to get on the point. So with that being said,
I think if you don't have someone designated to be on the point, it's gonna be your tank.
Remember,
why it wasn't the Reinhardt, I don't know. Someone didn't call it.
Remember, this is a team game, right? You know,
this is a team game.
So with that being said, Cobalt comes back into this match, a 1v1 here, 3 maps to go. And remember, this is the best 3 out of 5. So exciting stuff. And it seems like every time I cast, there's a mistake like that. Either a C9 or just not getting on the point. But the question I ask, are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Now, I've got good news and I've got bad news. What do you want to hear first?
Peel off the Band-Aid. Let's go.
Peel off the Band-Aid. We're doing the bad news first. This means that without a doubt, we are seeing an assault game type being played. There's no way around it. We're going to see one. The good news is we've got a 1-1 tie on maps right now, and the last thing anybody wants to see in a stream, last thing anybody wants to see in a cast, last thing anybody wants to see other than your team, is a 3-0 shutout. So I'm excited. We've got a match on our hands.
We do. And as I used to say with the old caster I used to go with, bonus Overwatch. I mean, is it a possibility we could get to the map 5 and receive bonus Overwatch?
Absolutely.
Well, no, it would be a control, so there'd be no way. It would just
Uh,
end.
Technically speaking, it's never happened before, but there is a possibility of making it to 8 games of a.
Wow. That
It,
that sounds confusing.
okay, so here's the thing. Uh, it's not technically a 3 out of. It's not technically a best of 5. It is whichever team wins 3 maps first. Okay, so
Right.
so control. Your first map is control. Okay, there's no possibility of tying control.
Yes.
It's not possible. Okay, you can draw on hybrid. You can draw on escort, and you can draw on assault. Right.
I
So
thought you couldn't draw an escort.
you can draw on it. It is technically possible.
I've never seen it. How does that happen?
I'm pretty sure that if the payload goes to the exact same point, it is.
Interesting. I've never seen it happen.
Let me look it up. Let me double check myself. It's very
Okay,
possible. I'm talking out my ass.
I'm not trying to be like the guy that says, "Wait a second." I'm curious. Now you got me fascinated. The whole audience is fascinated. We're watching you. No pressure. So it looks like Route 66, and we have the escort map. Very exciting. Looking for any
Okay,
subs.
I've
And-
got news. I've got news.
Okay, go
It
ahead.
is possible to draw on an escort map. If both teams leave the payload after it hits a check, but before it can move again, you get the ending mark at the exact both.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
I've never
Very,
seen it.
very, yes, very, very rare. I've never seen it, but believe me, in designing rules for tournaments and that kind of thing, you have to account for any possibility. And the way we account for any possibility is that if there are draws, then it extends the match, and you just keep on playing control until 8 has.
All right. Well, there you go, audience. Anything's possible. So, all I do know right now is that we're playing on Route 66. Drake did come out, and it looks like Otel came in back into the map, and yeah, should be exciting stuff. And it looks like Phoenix is going to be on the attack to start, and Cobalt's going to be on the defense.
Yes, yes. Route 66 is one of my absolute favorite maps. I have a soft place in my heart for the escort type. I can't argue that hybrid is probably the best game type in. It takes a little bit from every type of game. It's actually a like an objective oriented map type. But Route 66 and escort in general, you gotta start at your gate and you gotta push it all the way to the.
You got to push
There's
it.
just something very Overwatch about it.
Very Team Fortress 2, as some people would say.
Indeed.
So, getting going here, like I said, Phoenix on the attack, and we have Cobalt on the defense. Now, coming into this, what are you expecting? Are we going to see possibly an Orisa, Sigma, stuff like that? Or are we going to see more? You still think that brawl, that Ryan Zarya?
So the thing about Route 66, a lot of high ground on Route 66. It's very possible that we're going to see another one of those multiple angle compositions, especially on the part of Fireteam. We see that already coming with an Ash, probably a Mercy Pocket for Ash. Spoof. We've got Zenyatta. Then you've got the Foxum and Can, both essentially dive tanks, people that can control the high ground. On our defending team with Fireteam Cobalt, you do have the Sigma, We're going for a little bit more of a pokey play style. We're going for that verticality with the Echo. And then you've got Soldier, who you put him up on high ground. He can play essentially by himself, but he's probably going to have a pocket inside of Malarkey. Essentially, multiple angle compositions for both of them. Let's see if we get the...
All right, here we go. Coming out the gate, looking to find something there. Kind of trying to take that high ground. And see, that's always so key. You force off the defenders off that high ground, or you control the high ground coming around that corner. It's always so useful. And right now, Phoenix is doing a good job. They just keep pushing it, and Cobalt's not contesting this at all.
Yeah, you got the dive tanks on the side of Fireteam. Wayne up to Big Earl, saying hello. What's your gas prices? And Cobalt is just letting push.
Pretty high, probably too damn high. That's what the gas prices are. So
you know it is Utah, so.
Yeah. So Phoenix doing a good job getting the kill on Eeyore there. Looking like they should be able to win this, but Beancan getting D-mech there, that might work pretty bad in the favor of Phoenix. So 2:52 on the clock, looking to find anything, and right now it's kind of a little bit of a stalemate here, kind of trying to dodge, and it's always key with some of that wrecking ball coming in with dive. You gotta focus on your targets. You gotta, put the pressure on. And that's exactly what they're doing here. And just like that, Phoenix's push came to an end.
Maybe this was their plan. Maybe they didn't want to hold that first corner. Maybe they wanted to hold the second corner where Big Earl is. They absolutely needed the team in order to get that regroup, but Fireteam Cobalt stalled for just long enough, was not susceptible to the dive, and held off the team. It looks like Fireteam Phoenix is pushing around the corner again. Let's see if they just give up that space again.
So there's the minefield coming in, and wow, real aggressive by Phoenix here. Shushi getting the kill, Otel and Fox joining in there. And just like that, Phoenix came out of nowhere, taking down Cobalt, but Eeyore coming up huge. But it doesn't seem like it'll be enough. And ENW with the duplicate there, looking to find anything. It's a great transcendence keeping this push alive. And just as I thought Phoenix was going to come in and win this, great ultimates by Cobalt here with Attack Visor getting the double kill. And as I was saying, Guru, I thought for sure that Phoenix had it, and all of a sudden that went away. So a minute 20 to go, and they're going to have bomb and a self-destruct and about a pulse bomb. So not way too much to work with, but they could get the job done.
Yeah, they did give up that space up on Big Earls a little bit. I would have liked to see the DPS on the side of Fireteam Phoenix really find like some overpowered position. But we've got ult coming in, nothing's happening, and
seconds, Bob coming in. There comes the ground pound looking. Pulse bomb does find ENW and Bajolo using and getting the kills here. Great Graphitic Flux, Bob picking up the kill. So it's a back and forth fight here. Phoenix looking to find this opening, but they're just being pushed back. And now we're getting into this awkward time. The 30 seconds is, you don't want to die here, because if you die, it's going to be hard to get back as a whole team.
Chaos in a little bit of trouble. The Diva position against him. Essentially a 3v1ing, and he loses.
We're looking to find something there, does on Fox. And amplification coming out for the side of Cobalt. And trying to find anything. Last minute efforts here for Phoenix. Valkyrie coming out. But they are being pushed back just a little bit. And the minefield on the cart is always tricky. But somebody's got to touch. They do get on barely. And here comes Phoenix using a lot of ults. Transcendence in the minefield coming right back.
Chaos is back. He's building up that ultimate. They just Fireteam Phoenix just used the Transcendence. We'll see what happens with this visor.
In overtime here, so you got to stay on the cart. And finally, they're getting the kills. Attack Visor does find one, but somehow, in some way, Phoenix manages to get this in overtime. So only 2:29. Not too much time to push on this middle point here, but you never know. As you said, we've seen teams in overtime with 0 seconds push across the whole entire map, so anything's possible. But they're going to have to come against a graphitic flux and a copycat with Echo. So there's a few things they got to deal with here coming up in this next fight.
You know, my least favorite role in Overwatch, and I do feel for J-Bo, sitting back there on Cartridge. The fight is happening without him.
It is quite unfortunate. The Flux does get a kill there for the defenders, but really, it's all about the attackers right now. Playing aggressive, using Bob, forcing it into self-destruct. They're just putting so much pressure here. And they got to clean up this fight just a little bit, but that card's still moving. And there they go, finally a big break here. And that's going to redeem themselves in the time bank a little bit.
You know, honestly, if you have a fight, it doesn't even matter if the fight isn't on the payload, because the payload just keeps. We got a little bit of stall coming out, but I have a feeling that might have been a little bit of throwing. You died a little bit too late. Your entire team died right when.
And it's interesting to see what's going to go. And, oh, the pulse bomb gets eaten there by Bajolo. Great defensive matrix. Here comes the self-destruct. This could break it. And everybody able to hide. And the attacker's still pushing there. Bajolo goes down. ENW looking to stay alive. Gets that recall in there, but they go down. And Phoenix might be able to push this. They just got to keep that pressure on. Fox is picking up the kills, so...
You know, if he knows...
seconds.
Yeah, if he knows his pathing, the ball might be able to get back on point, but it looks like they're just going to go ahead and give it up, moving right on into point 3.
And I think that was a smart play there. You don't want to force that because, and a lot of times, it's just the lesson shows is if you try to recontest that and you end up dying and you can't get your footing in, then the rest of that team, the attackers, they push all the way. You gotta be real careful. But Attack Visor and Valkyrie coming up here for the defenders. Cobalt looking to hold this point. And there it is early in the fight already.
That positioning advantage on the side of blue team, our fire team Cobalt, winning it out. The fight is won, and they're.
They did a good job there. It was funny. There was that awkward pause, and then we both came in at the same time there. That is the worst. I waited just for a second. That has got to be the hardest thing in casting. It's always interesting how it works out. But 48 seconds here for Phoenix. They got Attack Visor coming in, about to have that shatter, and really right now, the defenders, Cobalt has nothing to work with. And there's that Attack Visor up top, real hard to take care of. And they're just pushing Cobalt back even more. And this is looking pretty promising for Phoenix. They only got 27 seconds, so Euro looks like this is going to be a one-fight period.
Yeah, it's a little rough. You push in, the defenders set up their defense. The attackers push in. They use 0 ultimates, and they still win it in the mid fight. And now you're knocking on the door.
And High Noon tried to find him, but the boot pushed him down. And that double amplification trying to find something. JVO picking up the kills, and the attackers finding it. And all of a sudden, Phoenix is going to be able to do this. Bob trying to stall. They should be able to take that out. Here comes Bajolo trying to do something here. But for now, it's just this last-ditch effort. And I think that's just about to do it. Maybe a touch there. Oh, but ER couldn't come back. But they push it all the way in overtime. So the biggest thing is, don't matter how much time you got, as long as you push it to the end.
Yep. If you push it all the way to the end, then you at least have a chance of
initiating match.
Into the opposite side. Fired Phoenix.
All right. So now, question is for you: what is Phoenix going to have to do on the defense, or let's just say this: what is Cobalt going to have to do here? I mean, they're going to have to be pretty aggressive, right? You can't let Phoenix get set up here. Every time Phoenix gets set up, they do a pretty good job, and it's hard to push into that.
Now Phoenix is playing a soldier with a tracer composition. The tracer wants to sit in the back line. Harder to do on these linear styles map. So it'll be interesting to see where the damage side of Fireteam. We're looking at almost a classic dive position on the part of Fireteam Cobalt. What Cobalt needs to do in order to get this point pushed all the way is they need to solidly commit to dive target, and then draw on the front line. You get the pick early. You get the pick early, and then you're sitting on a 65. And we all know what happens.
Yes, typically, yeah, but sometimes things go all over the place. So, looking to finally get this aggression, and Payload's moving pretty good right now. Kind of just playing, poking at Phoenix, pushing them back a little bit, and coming around that corner, but it looks like Phoenix is going to have to drop down and make a decision here, and Chaos getting that kill on the Fox. That could open up this whole entire fight.
You know, I'm really worried about the side of the Cobalt right now. It's my understanding in these kinds of compositions that you want your Sombra and you want your Tracer looking kind of on opposite sides. But the point's pushing, so what do I know?
Yeah, it's been proven. What do you know? You know, many times. I'm not saying that. It's just as soon as the caster says something, it'll go against that. So Bajolo getting the kill there, Eeyore, and they're picking up the kills, just got to clean up this fight. And as we see here, looks like we're going to see a lot better time coming out here from Cobalt. And as I was saying to you, the aggression needs to be there, and that's what they're doing. However, Phoenix stalling with Valkyrie just being aggressive. But, oh, they don't get on, and that one, do we count that one as a C9? Because it seemed like it there.
You know, I don't think it was a C9. I really don't think that Fireteam Phoenix was winning that fight. Fireteam Phoenix was losing that fight, and so they were just stalling. They stepped off a little bit, but a C9 is when you win the fight and step off, right?
When you win the fight and step... Yeah, I guess it is. Well, there's different forms of it. It's just basically...
Oh, I'm talking about the original form.
Oh, the original, the
form
Cloud
of
yes.
Of Cloud.
You are correct, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the point's still pushing.
Still going. They don't have an answer for this. And Grav coming out there, and they're just cleaning up the fight. 4 minutes and 8 seconds. And the minefield does come down here as both tanks being alive for the side of Phoenix, but it just doesn't seem it's going to be enough. And Phoenix all of a sudden doesn't seem to have the stuff together right now. It seems they're a little split, and Cobalt is taking big advantage of that right now with 3:45, and they're getting ready to, cap this second point and move on to the third.
You know, a lot of the time on these 3-section your streets phase, if you're not incredibly disciplined, the streets phase just gets taken over. The number of times that you go for that point one defense, you lose it just barely, and then your team staggers throughout the entirety of streets, and then you go into point 3 with a massive time bank. It seems that Fireteam Phoenix has stalled Cobalt. The point isn't just pushing, but on this push, all they're really working with is the bomb on site right.
So 2:44 coming in on the clock, looking to make this, but they're playing around, so they're not even pushing the payload, as you said. But there they go, and there's more to this game. But there comes that self-destruct in, looking for anything. A great transcendence. Now we got 2 transcendences going on the field, and Phoenix is really trying to hang on to this point, and Cobalt seems to be doing a great job getting the DMEC there on Beam Cam. Might be enough, and there's an EMP, and like we said earlier, everybody hit their ults at once. It'll work somehow, some way, and that is the push they need. So they'll finally be able to capture the second point and put a bit more on the clock. Just a small stall there by Fox, but moving on to the next point.
Overwatch is a game of trading resources. What Cobalt did there is they traded the resource of time for the resource of position. If you take that long to go all the way around the map to circumvent the positioning that your opponents have, it better work out for you. Otherwise, you give up you give up the fight, you give up the positioning, and you give up the time. So it's a little bit of a gamble when you go on those cheeky rotational plays, but when it wins you the point, it works.
You gotta do what you gotta do to win, and just like that, and doing a great job there with that Graviton, and Jelly getting the kills here. So they're doing a great job, and they're just pushing over. Fireteam Phoenix just doing a great job, and remember Phoenix had 0 time left, so this is looking highly in the favor of Cobalt, but they don't have any ults at the moment, and the rally comes out there for the side of Phoenix, looking to do a bit of damage, but they gotta keep that aggression if they want to stop the attackers.
As this fight's going on, Kajolo is sitting up on the high ground in a great position, just building up that charge. The rally armor is burned off. They played it slow like they needed to, and it seems to be working pretty well.
Beautiful Transcendence blocking that high noon, and as I always say, the sole effort, but nobody's going to be able to touch. And 254 compared to the 1. Now,
That is, go ahead.
it's a pretty good time. It's significant, but then again, you got to remember, if you don't have the full team, sometimes you can't develop. So it's a bit more time. It takes a little bit more pressure off of you, but it's still, and ideally, it's not like that crazy of a difference. But the thing is, Phoenix is going to have to be able to stay on the cart the whole time. And right now, Cobalt's doing a good job at being that aggressive and taking them off the cart.
Yeah, one of the things that I noticed was Fireteam Cobalt switched Jelly pretty early on. Actually, I think they walked out of spawn with the Brigitte. What the Brigitte means is the other team can't dive. And when you start off on Wrecking Ball, you're looking to dive in some kind of way. You know, dive compositionally, it just beats. That's what we saw during the GOATS meta when Brigitte was initially released. She was released specifically to destroy dive. And
destroy anything. She destroyed everything. Remember, she's a healer, but man, she felt like a DPS at that point.
you know, it's a problem when the healer on the team outputs a shit ton of healing. Has the damage that a DPS character would do, and has the survivability of a tank. You know, look at it on paper. It doesn't make sense. Maybe
No,
don't
it
release
doesn't.
in that way, but Overwatch has been reeling ever since.
It's funny. So, 30 seconds here, not too much time. As you can see, that time bank dwindling down. And right now, Phoenix is doing a great job here at pushing Cobalt back. ENW picking up the kills, and those are huge. And just like that, that could ruin Phoenix here, trying to stay alive as Phoenix does find the kill on Malarkey, and that could help their cause right now. Dean Can picking up the kill on Eeyore, and it's very close here. This is do or die, and the next kill or so is going to definitely decide. Fox picking up the kill, and there we go. Phoenix getting the point. A great job being aggressive. So, as we know, 0 seconds, and Guru, as soon as you step off the point, it's done. That's it. So you gotta stay on. And right now, Phoenix has not C9, but they've stepped off the point a couple times so far in this match.
The reason why this is such a good position for Fireteam Phoenix to be in is all they have to do is be patient. How do you win 2 CP? You build, you stack up all your ultimates, you go In one fight, you take the point. What do you do for the next point? You do the exact same thing. All you have to do is be patient and build up those ultimates, walk in for rescue, and that's what's happening.
And Cobalt looking to be aggressive here, trying to stop that. There's the Flux and Tactical Visor. And finding 2 kills, will it be enough? That self-destruct from the side of Phoenix, not finding anything, but they're still staying in this fight. And it's starting to get pretty hard here. Cobalt trying to lay down some damage. And the kills finally coming in there, but Jolo getting the kill. And there it is, and that should be it. So, I'll tell you what, that's not a bad push. I mean, you get to the first point, you get a little bit past. Still going to be hard to win the round. However, the pressure now is on Fireteam Cobalt.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, something that I see a lot on this map is all they have to do is stay on the point. So you hold. So the defending team holds all the way up, basically next to the attacking doors, right up on, right up next to the trains, right up next. It would surprise me if we didn't see that style of hold right here, because you have to play for time here. You have to stall them out. They have 3 minutes. You need to hold close. You need to win that initial fight. If you win the second fight, that's great. But you really need to win the first one, because you need to be able to hold before they cap.
It's always such an uphill battle to start with, but then if you can't win that first fight, it's so tough. So I'm surprised we haven't seen a protect the president type of comp or a Bastion on the cart. I know it's hard to run, but hey, sometimes it throws people off.
This is what we're seeing. We're seeing Professor AJ and Fireteam playing close.
Gate here looking to find anything, and looks like an early hack there. Still not able to find the kills. And right now, the aggression's being pretty good. There's a couple kills coming in for the side of Cobalt. And wow, I don't know if that was Team Phoenix missing that or just being a little too aggressive. I know it's good to take advantage of that, but do you think that was not the right move, or do you like that move?
You burn 30 seconds. Those stalls at the end were maybe a little bit too long. You need everybody to die at the exact same in that style of play. And you see what they're doing? They're playing slow, and they are going to hold at big roll. They push in, and they're already up.
Sushi finding that pick there on EMW, making a huge difference into this fight. 1:45 on the clock, looking to find anything. There's a high noon. Trying to shut down. That cart's still moving. They get on, shut it down. So really, as you were saying there, Woodtier, that was a good move. I mean, they took 30 seconds off the clock, used an ult or so, and they're able to get it. So right now, Phoenix seems to be in an alright position. I mean, you're going to have Rally soon, and the Flux, and both tank ults, and you got amplification. So they're looking pretty good here. But as we see on the side for Cobalt, they're about to have just about the whole arsenal. You know, the pick six, everybody hits Q at the same time.
Yeah, they either need to push this in dry and just save up the ultimates, or they need to play it slow and ult in the mid fight.
And it looks like they're playing it slow here. But there they go, looking to start out something. Amplification in the back line. But oh, Chaos tried to sneak in the back and gets shut down by Shushi. And Eeyore picking up the kills there. Shushi's making a big difference into this fight right now. And there's the Flux coming in. And Hotel picking up the kills. Phoenix looking real good. And all of a sudden, Cobalt, they're basically down to one final push. And they used a lot of ults and still lost that fight.
Yeah, sitting at with Chaos sitting on EMP, and don't get me wrong, Rally is incredible ult. But it's not the kind of combo ultimate that's going to decisively win you a point. It's the kind of thing that's going to help your team in the mid fight. But we've got much more impactful.
So here it is going into overtime. Got to stay on that cart. The Death Blossom coming in for Motel, picking up a kill. And now JBO picking up the kill here. Oh, and the double high noon. That's going to shut it down here. So Phoenix, even with having the smaller time, able to pick it up. Anything is possible. So Fireteam Phoenix taking a 2-1 lead in this series against Fireteam Cobalt.
Play of the game.
Chushi Foof.
That was great McCree play. Absolutely incredible. I mean, this play right here, no, this wasn't the one, but Shushi did a good job at shutting down that line. There's that double kill. Any flank coming around, they did such a good job. And that's why a lot of people play McCree to stop that flank. And they executed it beautifully. So, I mean, that was a long one. That was a 20-minute round. A very, very long one. Well fought by both teams. So, Phoenix now up 2-1. And Cobalt's done a great job in this match. At times they have the aggression, but it just seems like they lose that. How are they going to get that, Wood Tier Guru?
How are they going to get it? I think they need to commit more to the style of composition that they're playing, right? If you're playing a brawl style comp, you need to get right on top of them with everybody, smash into them. That GOAT style of composition. If you are playing, if you're playing a pseudo dive, you need to find a pick. You need to find a pick and then move forward and hold the ground with whatever stationary characters you're playing with, whether that's a Sigma or that's your Vita.
So
One
I
of the
wonder.
things that we've seen
Go ahead.
consistent with Fireteam Phoenix is play that multiple angle, that crossfire composition, and they play it slow enough, and they build up their ultimates, and they put the kind of pressure on Cobalt's healers that they really need to, and I think just playing more to the style of composition playing is what they really what Cobalt really need to do. They need to show the same commitment to the fire team.
So, map 4 comes down to this. And Phoenix is on, about to maybe take this. Cobalt's on the chopping block. So, I mean, Cobalt gets the pick here. So, what are we going to see? We are going to see 2CP. Is that the last map type before it switches to a new, or it resets?
With 2C as our next map type. After that, right back play control until there's 3 map wins. We're just waiting. We're just waiting on a quick break. So how are you enjoying so far, Tie Guy game?
Oh, I'm enjoying it. I love it. I was part of another Twitch channel that we hit affiliate on, and I was proud to be a part of that. I'm just, I appreciate Limit Break Gaming and, allowing me to come here today, and working with you is a pleasure. I know you're just you're a natural. You're talented. They're going to sign you to the pro leagues here soon. But just being back into the scene, it's great. And I love seeing this, and seeing these teams compete competitively is always fun. And, when you have 14 to 1500 hours like I do in the game, this game has meant so much to my life. So like doing this stuff is incredible. So, I mean, I'm excited. Phoenix keeps stepping it up, and I meant Cobalt, they stepped it up when it was 1-0, and then they came back 1-1. I wonder if they'll do that here again. So I'm hoping for a map 5, to be real with you, but no matter what happens, both teams have played great today, and it's been fun casting with you so far. I would say so myself.
Absolutely. We've got Hanamura coming out, one of the better 2C maps. I would like to mirror your. There's been a lot of casting with you as well. If you've got the time, I hope you cast for the Wood. We've got another really interesting matchup coming here in the next few days. I am pulling up our schedule right now. And in round 4, which start tomorrow, we've got Watchpoint Gibraltar as our home team versus
That
Fireteam
name's
Cobalt.
still funny. I'm sorry.
It is
The
still
name-
funny. So
Gibraltar.
so either way, regardless what our outcomes are in this match tonight, we are going to be getting back-to-back Fireteam Cobalt casts. And the reason why we're putting an emphasis on this upcoming match is Watchpoint Gibraltar and Fireteam Cobalt have same uh same coach, who I is Otel.
We got to find a way to get an interview with the coach.
We will be getting an interview. We will be getting an
Absolutely.
interview.
And
There's
then
no way we're not.
And we got to make them pick. We got to make the coach pick. Absolutely. They have to pick. There is no other option.
Give me just 1 minute while I take a look at some admin stuff, and I will be right.
Well, I may take this brief moment. Producer Cajun here, jumping in real quick. All right, so Ty Guy, we've got Hanamura coming up, and we're seeing a couple of little things that I see as interesting. One, both teams love Mercy. Absolutely love Mercy. Second, okay, so Fireteam Phoenix takes Legion Towers. Fireteam Phoenix takes Route 66. Cobalt takes Kings Row. Cobalt is more brawly. They like Kings Row. So now we're going into Hanamura. Not a lot of flanking. Got to be on point. You got to do up here. So is Cobalt going to be able to tie up the series here with a more compact, less flanking opportunities type of map that Hanamura is?
I would like to think so. It's definitely going to have to be, they're going to have to step up. They're going to have to play together and precise. But as we were talking before, the key, especially with Brawl, is you don't always have to go fast. Fast is fantastic. That's the way I play as a Reinhardt. I love it. But, sometimes going slow is what you need. I think Cobalt does a great job at being the aggressive, but what they need to find right now is playing it slow and forcing Phoenix to make the mistake. I think what happens too much is that Cobalt forces themselves into the aggression, and it seems that when they do that, Phoenix kind of waits for them to make the mistake. So I believe that Cobalt can take it, but they're going to have to play a little bit slower with the brawl and force Phoenix to make the mistake, because as soon as you start doing that, the other team acts scared. So I think they can do it. It's going to be close. It's going to come down to the wire, but Cobalt, I think they will, but they just got to play slow and not force the brawl.
So speaking of mistakes, which core element of each team do you think is more prone to mistakes? The tanks, the healers, the DPS. On Phoenix side, I think the tanks on Phoenix seems to be a good strength for them. They seem to always position really well. I think the weakness on Phoenix side could be their DPS. On Cobalt side, they're really crutching on Piolo to put out damage as a tank. So if I see Cobalt's little area for mistakes here being a little bit more on the tank side. So that's where I'm kind of seeing this matchup going, is that Cobalt, if Phoenix can exploit Cobalt's tanks, they can make some traction there. If Cobalt can exploit the DPS on Phoenix side, they can make some traction there. And it looks like we're going into the match.
Absolutely. That's definitely, I do agree with that. So you just gotta put the pressure on the tanks, but you gotta be smart in the way you do it. And you just got to force those mistakes to come out. Don't make the mistakes, force the mistakes. That is always the classic coaching in like games and, sports and everything. Force the mistakes, don't make the mistakes.
All right. I am back just in time to kick off this Hanamura match. 2CP, not everybody's favorite game, but
That's an understatement.
but this is one of the favorites of the least favorite map type. So I'm excited for Hanamura. I'm excited to finish up and which means that I'm crossing my fingers for a Fireteam Cobalt win on this. For no other reason than to keep this match going, keep this hype going, to keep this cast going.
Absolutely. Every time, as I always have said for a while, bonus Overwatch is what I'm looking for. And both teams have the strengths, they both have the weaknesses here. The key is, like I said, you gotta force them to make the errors. And we're gonna see how this is going. So Phoenix is on the attack here. And once again, we see that Mercy. You got the Echo Mercy, a good job. And Drake is back in the match, and Drake does a pretty good job with the aggression on the projectile, being the Hanzo, the Pharah, the Echo. So you're kind of seeing how Drake's going to do with that. But it's kind of hard to push with a Sombra and a Torbjorn. That's kind of a tricky comp to deal with at times.
Playing it slow, really fighting for that positional battle. Trying to get the Torbjorn set up, but taken out by Zenyatta.
So Eeyore picking up that early kill with the pin there, but still a fight that's not clear. Now Malarkey joining in on this fight, gets taken out though, so even though they're getting the picks here, it's kind of still close, and now Eeyore being aggressive, and they're just taking it right to him. So this might be... They might be able to defend this point, but now Shushi coming up big. And as we talked about, for Cajun, the DPS have got to step it up. They're doing a great job here. A lot of time off the clock, 2:45, but they're finally going to get it. So, hey, that's a pretty good opening for Phoenix, I would say so. Going to have good time going to that second point. Decent ult economy, about to have that Echo and the Transcendence, and a few more coming up.
It wasn't the fastest fight in the world, but it was still fight one. And Phoenix and Thing fight one. They're walking into four ultimate, essentially. So we'll see what Fireteam Cobalt is able to do with the Flux, Earth Shatter, the EMP, and even the Window.
And there's a lot of different things here. As much as I thought that Cobalt wouldn't have much to defend on, there is quite a bit, and Phoenix coming out early with that Valkyrie, but the EMP stopping, but there's the Transcendence. Beautiful Transcendence, Pulse Bomb misses, and Phoenix able to step on this point here. But they're kind of, what they're doing right now is separating Cobalt. JVO and Beancan joining on that kills. E&W does find one, but it looks like we're going to see at least a tick here. And what they did really good there, Woods, here, is the fact that they separated them. And that may be it already. Anybody? And they don't! 4:28 on the clock. Looking good for Phoenix. This might be an uh-oh, or this might be close. Do you think that Cobalt can come back with that?
You know, that's a dirty push. Real dirty. 4 minutes, 28 seconds on the clock. Oh
Yeah.
boy, that's not the kind of thing that you want to see if you're Fireteam Cobalt right now. Now, in tournament matches, these extended, you're fighting against the same team over and over and over again. A lot of the time, what the determining factor isn't who's better on DPS or who's better on tank. It's which team has the ability to maintain a positive mental game in situations like we're defending Animer and they just pushed it to really, really, really fucking fast.
It really messes with you. I mean, 4:28 on the clock. I mean, I've been there and messed that up. Now, I've been on the other side where I've had plenty of time and I end up messing it up. But, I mean, that's the, for me, I played tennis, I coached tennis, like, I've done that stuff. It's all about the mental game. And just because that they push that quick and that fast, that doesn't mean that this is necessarily over. But I feel like Cobalt's going to have to change their play style, and they're going to have to be really aggressive and take it right to them. And we see that Symmetra, expect them to go right up onto that point.
If they don't make it happen, it doesn't happen. But they've got the position. We'll see what they can do with it.
And they got to play smart here. And right now, Phoenix is trying to just stay a little bit out of it. They don't have to force that. But they're getting the kills, and Drake coming up huge with that dynamite, the regular kill, and the rest of the team joining in. And that's the prime example there, Wood Tier, what we talked about. You don't always have to fight. Just because a team gets aggressive, you can give up a little bit of space and then wait to proceed until you get all of your bearings in order. So even though the fact that Cobalt was on the point, they were shut down. So 3:07 to go here, and I don't know if I'm Cobalt, I'm almost running out of options here. You got much in the old economy, and they got to figure out something quick.
Essentially, both teams are sitting in a mid-fight situation right now. The Sigma Flux coming out, I'm sorry, the Sigma getting EMP'd there. Fireteam Cobalt pushing for the high ground advantage. They were able to get the positioning that they wanted last time, but then the ball pushed them right out. They need to get onto point range.
And there's a kill there that might open it up, but we got a 5v5 fight. Immortality going down, and Jelly going down. That's going to be hard without that second support. Malarkey in trouble, and both supports down for the side of Fireteam Phoenix, or I'm sorry, Cobalt. So 2:20 on the clock, and Phoenix is just cleaning up this fight. They just don't have the answer right now. Cobalt does, and you know, we're looking at the alt economy. They almost have nothing. They got a sound barrier coming up, and that's just about it. And you look at the side of Fireteam Phoenix, and they have 5 ults right now. That's hard to push into.
You need, if you're Fireteam Cobalt right now, what you need to do is you need to run at them. You need to do a dry push. You can't use anything in this fight. You cannot press Q in this fight. You have to walk in. You have to use at least one, maybe two ults, and then you need to all die together and regroup and get in another push.
And see, right now, Chaos already going down, putting them in this awkward position. See, they're going up there trying to figure something out. Now, of course, they can stay up there because Sombra can go invis and run back and regroup, but it's just at this point, you got 125 on the clock. You're going to only have a couple pushes left, 1 or 2 at the max here. And it seems like they're jumping down a little early, but here comes that barrier to be real aggressive. 114 looking to finally take this point, and you're starting off with a kill there.
The Graviton is almost out, 95%. They need to keep this. They need to keep Pajolo up if they want to win this fight. The trance comes out. Here comes the Grav. I'm wrong. They're just gonna go ahead and they're gonna fight it out, and it looks like they're gonna win it out.
It certainly felt like that, and I thought it was going to be there as well. But they're just pushing off the rest of Phoenix right now. So 3:41, definitely less time on the clock. Pressure's on. I mean, they had to use just about anything. However, they get on point. They do have an EMP combination with the Grav, which could be very detrimental. And so 3:25, the defense, Fireteam Phoenix has a high noon, and that's just about it. So what I would do here, maybe a drive push, or just literally get on the point. Just force it right now. And that's exactly what they're doing. And they're going to get a tick off. That's pretty good. Big EMP there, looking to find something. Jelly now getting up the kill, and Eeyore picking up the kills here. And it looks like Phoenix is in trouble as Cobalt's going to get on this point, and that's going to be a huge redeeming factor. I don't think anybody is going to touch here. It's going to be pretty close. Can the ball? No, they can't. Let me tell you something, Wood Tier. That is huge. That makes a huge difference. They are still in this. I mean, they just took a gigantic advantage that Fireteam Phoenix had and just basically cut it in half almost.
Difference between the difference between Fireteam Cobalt's defense and their offense in that over those past couple rounds on point 2, Cobalt seemed a little floundery. They didn't exactly know where they wanted to position. The Reinhardt was out of position right above the main entrance. They gave up the high ground to Fireteam Phoenix for basically no reason. And then Fireteam Phoenix had the positioning. They won the fight decisively, and that's why they won point 2 so quickly. Fireteam Cobalt on the attack there. It took them the entirety of their time bank to take point 1. That's okay. They got the W on point 1. They walked in. They were all together. They knew they didn't have an option to go for anything fancy. They couldn't push for high ground. They couldn't push left. They didn't have the Symmetra. They couldn't go for any crazy rotation. They had to go directly onto the point. They had no choice. They did it. They got the kills and they won the fight. Decisive decision making, and got there, and now they're feeling bitter.
See, that's what you got to do in a round robin, any tournament, any different styles. You got to put the pressure on, and you got to take chances because it's do or die. And Chaos getting the early kill here. This is already looking good. I'll tell you what, this Cobalt team looking like a different team. Gonna get 1 tick already, and here comes Phoenix looking to do anything. Not able to find any kills there. I thought for sure with the Discord. Chaos does go down here, and Immortality going down. And here's a question: do we go in or don't? And see, now they're stuck here. This might be wasting a lot of time. However, I mean, 1.5 ticks is still pretty good. Just trying to get a little bit more kills. But wait a second, Pajolo now getting 2 kills, and Eeyore picking up the kills. This is not over.
The fight went long. The healer's up. The Zarya is at ridiculous charge. Sometimes that's all you need.
I think we're looking at a round 5 here, maybe.
I hope so.
I want bonus Overwatch, so 1 minute 10 seconds. The question is, are they going to do the same thing? I would do that right now. I mean, you think about it, you got 2 pushes at a max here, and you could either go in dry, or at least move stuff, or use stuff. And there's that flux coming in, a back and forth, but the defense picking up the kills. Very, very clutch here. And, ooh, a sound barrier. That may be a little bit of a costly mistake, and Shishi getting the quad. Unbelievable play. That makes a huge difference. So, they did get a tick, however, which is great news for Cobalt. So, that's not really that bad of a move. I mean, if you think about it, Phoenix used just about their whole entire ult economy. And now, on this push coming back from Cobalt, you're going to have Grev, Shatter, EMP, and basically everything except Sound Barrier. How about that? That sums it up.
What have I been saying about how you win these fights? You walk in, you press Q. This is what they need to do right now.
Valkyrie comes out, and there's a big slide, but they're double pulse bomb! And now the Transcendence comes out, there's the EMP, hacking everybody else, and they're at least going to get the 2 ticks here, it seems like. And they keep it rolling, now entered overtime, and it's just a stall effect here for Phoenix, but beautifully, beautifully executed by the side of Fireteam Cobalt. And I can't believe this, stepping up out of nowhere, and they're getting it done, just got to clean it up, and there it is. 4 on the board, did you see it coming?
333 in the bank by Fireteam. Fireteam Cobalt pushing in all the way down to overtime, but they get the points. You know, you're still working with this massive time bank, but you know what? Sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes that's the crazy thing about these 2 CP maps. Your fights need to be decisive because your spawn point, because the defender's spawn is right there. So all you need is 1 fight. It
You're
has
right.
to be 1 fight.
1 fight. 1 character, 1 fight, 1 all, whatever. It makes a difference. But it's funny you said about that, the 2 CP. I've literally sat in competitive play on Volskaya, another fun 2 CP map that a lot of people don't like that one. But anyways, besides the point, we had 4 or 5 minutes on the clock. All we had to do was get a tick, and we couldn't do it. We just couldn't do it. They had hardcore, like bunker, and we just could not beat it. So, I mean, anything's possible here. But one thing's for sure is Cobalt all of a sudden flipped this whole entire operation, and now the pressure is on for Fireteam Phoenix. So still
We
going
got a
with that.
cheeky charge play coming, I think.
Yeah, let's see it. It's funny, everybody's going there. What? This may be costly, but you know what? I say go for it. Uh-oh. Not expecting the Tracer. I think they thought a little bit more. Oh, and Jelly going down. I don't know, Guru. I think that was a little bit of a... I think that was a little bit more of a mistake right there. And that's
I agree.
really going to cost them, man. We're coming down here to about 3 minutes, and they're already going to get this first point. I understand the Ryan was there, the whole team. Yeah.
Well, I mean, sometimes when you play with sometimes when you play for Queso, it works, and sometimes it really, really, really doesn't. They're just playing for stalls at this point. Lucio tried to get some stall in, couldn't really make it. Ball is still around. We've got immortality field now, but this fight isn't going to be won by Cobalt. It doesn't matter how much happens. Fireteam is going to win.
But it is incredible, the stall effort right now. I mean, we're wasting a lot of time off the clock. Now, if I was Phoenix right now, I wouldn't be using too many ults, but wait a second. Hang on, this fight's not over. A Malarkey picking up the kill. This is unbelievable. They literally just held them. How is that physically possible? The math and the numbers did not add up there at all.
What's the theme? What's the theme of the cast tonight? I think it's that Wood Tier Guru says something that kind of makes sense, and then what happens on the screen just completely proves him wrong.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, that typically happens. It's a caster's curse, except it's kind of the opposite, really. It's honestly helping teams, it seems like, for the most part. So minute 35, they're trying to figure out stuff going on here, and Diva's got a self-destruct, and they got a few ults here on this attack. But Malarkey getting the kill on JBO, yes, that's the name. And Greg getting that duplicate kill with this attack visor. And they're finding the kills, and I think they're about to get the point now. And, ooh, they're still stalling. Malarkey choosing to use that sound barrier for the stall. But this is incredible.
That Lucio was the last player that's gonna come in and try and stall, though. I'm not sure if I was them, I would have used the sound barrier. It's very possible that they're gonna switch off of the Lucio. Been alive for a few seconds, doesn't look like that's gonna happen. And they're running a really interesting tank defense here with the Ball and the Diva. Seem like stall picks. But
well, Eeyore finding that pick, it might actually work. And I think they're trying to do that mirror matchup. And right now, it seemed that Fireteam Phoenix was just going to come right on the point, but it seemed that Fox got caught there. And so now everybody's back, and they're going to make this move right now. And they have a lot of ults to do it. And see, that might be the downfall. However, defense has plenty of ults too, so this is going to be an all-out ult fest right here.
All right, I do like this Fireteam Cobalt being up on the high ground, and it's really working out with the attack visor coming out.
ENW finding the kills.
Yeah.
So 20 seconds left, and all of a sudden I'm starting to think that Phoenix is not going to be able to do this. They got to get out of there. Somebody has to touch, but they cannot die here. And they're in this awkward situation where they're waiting on the rest of the team to come. And here comes Fox being able to touch the point just for a moment, but where are they going? Hang on, they're body blocking. Can Fox make it? Oh, just barely. Getting onto that point. Here comes Transcendence, the Valkyrie, every last thing they got. Shushi picking up the kill, but look out, here comes a self-destruct. Doesn't find anything. Somehow doesn't find anything. And Eeyore getting a kills, so the defense is picking up a few kills here. And it's still so close. This could go either way, but Shushi popping off the DPS for the side of Phoenix. And looking to get that tick. They gotta get it though. It's close, but the respawns are closer for the side of Cobalt. And it's still it's hard to say. Chaos getting on, looking for anything. Eeyore trying to stall. There's a self-destruct, not gonna find anything. But all they got to do is get one more tick, and this is literally going to be tied, which is absolutely incredible. So, just trying to find something, chasing off those last members. They got to kill them, though. Patrolo stalling, Jelly stalling. There's so much going on. But finally, they're going to be able to get it. Who would have thought this? 1 minute each, 4-4. When's the last time you ever seen that on Hanamura? In a tournament or something real big like this?
Here we go. Here we go. We're back. This is why we hate 2CP. These matches go on forever. Now you keep on saying bonus Overwatch. I'm gonna go ahead.
Bonus Overwatch.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and say maybe we should take this 2 CP map and settle it the way that they used to with a coin flip. Kidding, obviously. But we've got some Boverwatch coming in for you. Boverwatch. Bonus
This is incredible. 40 seconds till we get this round going. But I mean, we could look at a draw here. Now, of course, what happens in the draw is it still comes down to a sudden death thing where, or the map 5, basically, it's still that Fireteam Cobalt will be on the chopping block. But if for some reason it goes to a draw here and then Cobalt wins the next map, map 5, then we will go to a map 6. And I didn't think it was possible. I mean, I thought sometimes matches you get 3-0s, like, 2-1s, but these maps are incredible. What a beautiful, beautiful night to be back into casting. This is awesome.
All right, we've got a little bit of a bunker set up by Beacon on the segment. We've got the pocket free, and see what they can get there. Fireteam Cobalt push in with the sim turret. The Reinhardt gets off.
Not gonna have too much time here, and remember, you only got about time for 2 pushes. 1 if you really mess up. And right now, Phoenix getting a couple of the kills here, doing a great job, but they gotta get onto the point. And they're really, what they're doing is they're splitting Cobalt here like a war on 2 fronts, just like World War I, and it's working. And unfortunately, that's gonna be it for Cobalt. You're gonna get a stall effect here, but other than that, you gotta get somebody on. Can Big Boy get it there? And Eeyore, that is clutch, but will it be enough? And Eeyore taking out the turret, doing a lot of work, and there's another clutch hook. Gets denied though by Shushi, and JBO picking up the kills here. And all the kills coming in for the side of Phoenix, and they are going to hold Cobalt. So, in order to get bonus Overwatch, we had to have the draw here. So, can it be done?
At the end of that round, we're still in it, still sitting at 4.4 points. 1 minute on the side of this push. I'm excited.
I think everybody's excited. I actually want to find out, is Cajun still here? Is Cajun excited?
Oh, of course. I mean, I've had to send the family out for supplies because God knows. We're into day 4 of Hanamura here.
That's what it feels like with this match, but it's great. As much as I always say about bonus, 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 I think we might actually see it tonight. This is insane. But, so what I need to happen is, if all Phoenix has to do, easier said than done, all they have to do is get 1 tick. But if they don't, we're going to map 5, and if Cobalt wins there, then we will get the bonus Overwatch. So 20 seconds till we go, and it looks like we got the Bastion. They're going full out with the bunker here.
And that's the thing. You got 1 minute. You got to sucker punch. You can't outplay him. You got to sucker punch the other team.
Absolutely. Cajun, wise man. So coming in here, it looks like Phoenix. Yes, that's the name. I forgot it. We've only been casting for about 2 hours here. I forgot the name. Phoenix pushing here, and the ball's trying to be that little bit diversion as they're moving on to the point. And you got to be really precise here. You got to be careful, and it's hard to push these.
I really do like that play. Setting up that bunker between those 2 spots with the ground and the one in the corner. If you're gonna play with a Bastion, that's the way to play it on.
100%. You got to do that rotation that throws off the attackers a lot of times. Forces them to make the mistake. And that's what I said they needed to do to stay into this match. And so for Jolo, B-meching Beancan there. But here come the kills in for Phoenix. But now they come back for the side of Cobalt. And Cobalt's going to hold them here. It's going to be a last-ditch effort here for the side of Phoenix. But they're not going to be able to do it. And here we go. No, it's a stall effort here by Beancan. But can anybody get on? It looks like Fox is going to be able to touch. And we're going to get Shushi back on here. This is not over, but it's going to be an uphill battle.
All the stall characters coming. I don't think it's gonna happen. I've been proved wrong before, but
But I think this time that is it. And here we go, map 5. This is one of the best matches I've seen in a while. Both these teams want to win, or both these teams are nervous right now. This is crazy. I don't. That's it. I don't know what to say. I hope we get bonus Overwatch at this point.
yeah, let's watch this play of the game real quick. We've got some Deadeye kills coming out. Shushi Fu, proving to be a carry DPS on the side of Fireteam. Absolutely. Oh man, we've got a draw on Hanamura.
That's amazing.
I don't know if in the stream we have the match chat turned on, but the players were talking about Dranamura and that. Oh boy, we are moving into map 5, which is definitely going to be control. I hope we get a map 6. As the moment that we see a draw, like what we've been talking about, all is we have that opportunity to see this map 6.
It's coming. All Cobalt has to do is win the next map, and we go to map 6. And what's the protocol for map 6? I don't even know what it is. That's how exciting it is.
So what we do, we pay attention to the maps that have already been played, right? So the first map was Lijiang Tower. Okay, we're about to find out what our second map is. They are picking that at the moment, but we just keep on crossing off individual control map so that we can't go back and play those maps. Okay. But essentially, we just keep on playing Control. We're not playing regular Overwatch for the rest of this match. We're just playing Control. The most deathmatchy style of Overwatch, other than playing actual deathmatch, is playing Control game type.
You're right. It's a DPS's paradise. I do like control points for DPS.
Fireteam Phoenix, if I'm not mistaken, the team first control map, and I honestly playing the more DPS oriented play style I do like Shushi Foof is slacker in the department. And it really does seem a little bit like Fireteam Cobalt relies on Pajolo on the Zarya or more DPS off to really like step it up, get in that. So if we see these fights go long, see if it's even a map where Zarya can be played, if the fights draw out long enough, then maybe we'll see Pajolo carry. Maybe we'll see. I mean, Chaos is no slacker on the side or on Cobalt either for their DPS. ENW has had some plays, but we'll be interested to see what happens this death match.
It will be interesting. The big thing I will say for Phoenix is they gotta be that aggressive. They gotta take it down. They can't let people linger around. And the big thing for Cobalt is they gotta stop Phoenix's tanks. The DPS, Cobalt, both the DPS at this point in this match, it's about an equal fight back and forth. But what's really going to separate this match, I feel like it comes down to a lot of the tank play, and exactly what I said in that last match. What Cobalt needed to do to stay in this was force Phoenix to make the mistakes, and if they can do that, they can surely push this to a map 6, if not win the match. But if you don't, you can't leave Phoenix like you can't just. You got to shut down the tanks.
It sounds like we've got Otel, Daraj coming, Shush. Earlier in this match, we were talking about round 4. watch all Fire Cobalt our back-to-back cast. I mentioned that Otel was coach for those. I would like to clarify and again claim the fact that I was wrong. It is not Otel. It is a player in Oblivion Divider.
Okay.
Match.
Hey, look, admitting you're wrong is the first step, okay? That's the first step, accepting it, right?
Yeah, and
Acceptance is the key.
And then step 2 is never being wrong again.
Never being wrong. Now, my friend, the caster curse is quite a wonderful thing, and it happens. You have no control of it. You'll be cruising along the whole match for like an hour, and then out of nowhere, somebody will be like, or you'll say, hey, this is going to happen, and then it doesn't happen, and it just doesn't matter. Like, hey, this team's going to win. Now, the biggest curse thing where it's just like, you don't want to be wrong is, you know how announcer will be like, oh, it seems like this team's going to win, and then people get sus, a little suspicious and be like, oh, they knew it. This whole matchup was rigged. I assure you that's not going on. That's why it's so exciting. None of this stuff is rigged. Absolute live right now.
Welcome.
10:58 p.m. Eastern time. I feel like I'm doing a newscast now more. But going to Oasis here and going on the inside map. This is University, if I do believe so. Am I right on that?
Yes. We are on University, which is a brawl-oriented map for control.
It is the brawl, and that's exactly what Fireteam Cobalt is looking for. But like I said, you got to pick and choose your fights, and you can't be over aggressive. But the good thing is, as we saw on Lijiang early on, and I know it was early in the match, but still you can't overlook it. Fireteam Phoenix does a good job at stepping onto the point and holding that pressure and forcing Cobalt to make those mistakes. So we'll see how this is going to go down. And as we say that, we got both teams. We got the Brawl, the Reinhardt, the Zarya, and then looking like this basically is pretty close to a mirror match. Only difference is the Baptiste and the Moira. So I always do like a Moira on the team.
A gold damage Moira is what I want to see.
Gold.
It looks like blue team, Pajolo and Fireteam Cobalt taking with fire rotation.
Stick around here 10 seconds before this control point unlocks, and this is just a square dance. Pick your partners, go dancing round and round, looking for something, and here comes Cobalt being the aggressive one, pushing back Phoenix, and ENW picking up that early kill, and now Eeyore with that nasty fire strike, and that's going to win them that point. And see, right there, as I explained earlier, you got to pick and choose your fights, and that's exactly what they did in another one. That's just disgusting. Eeyore is showing off now.
You know, I really do want to... The hack onto Zarya from Chaos was probably what won them that fight. They weren't able to get the bubble.
I'm out of here.
Coalescence there, a lot of ults. They do flip the fight here. He used a few things to get him back into this fight, but the percentage now ticking for Fireteam Phoenix. So they do have a shatter. Look at that, coming up on that EMP and the grab, whereas Cobalt is going to have to come back with a grab as well on EMP. So kind of equal here. So really a lot of times it's going to come down who's going to pop that grab first.
We're looking shatter side of Fire Fox. Boom! There it is.
Boom! Shatter right there. Everybody likes a big slam coming in there. Fox getting the kills there. And then AJ with a fancy little boop. That's like basically doing an extra thing with class, right? Pinky's out when in doubt. That's basically what that was there. A little cherry on the top. So, and when Fireteam Cobalt comes back, they're still going to have a few ults here. But it's not going to be as easy because Fireteam Phoenix has a few ults as well. And they're already up at 55%, almost getting close to 2/3 of this percentage.
Alright, getting out of grab time.
The EMP was clutch there, and then a Shatter trying in here from Cobalt looking for anything, and Malarkey picking up the kills. This is going to overturn this fight. We got to go back earlier to that. Oh wow, and then the extra little flare there by ENW. But the biggest thing was that cancellation, right? Greg went for a Death Blossom, and it got canceled by Chaos. A great play, and that made a big difference before they got to the point here. So it looks like Cobalt's going to finally pick this up, but the damage is done. And it comes down to a one-fight territory now for the side of Fireteam Phoenix.
Yeah, sitting with the 38% on the part of Fireteam Cobalt, Fireteam Phoenix has the ability to play this game patient. They can go for a couple of drive pushes. All they have to do is save up those ultimates, and we know the line: walk forward, press one fight, and it is one. Like you said, it is one fight.
60%. So it's almost getting to the point here soon where it's going to come down to a one fight from both teams. So there's that EMP looking to find things. Oh, and a nasty slam there by the side of Fireteam Phoenix. Fox getting that kill. They're cleaning up here, and this is looking real good. Oh, nasty. All the ults all at once. That's it. Nobody's going to touch on this one. But somehow they triggered the overtime. A really good play there. Eeyore staying alive, and now Chaos trying to stall. And they're almost making it there, but that is going to be it. Wow, that was a close one. But once again, we saw on these control points, Fireteam Phoenix does a good job at forcing the teams to make the mistakes, and they like to stay on the point and overwhelm them.
Ready for battle.
Moving on to the most open of the Oasis maps. A lot of times we see a Pharah or an Echo or someone that can really utilize all the vertical cover that this map offers. This is as close to tournament overtime as you can get until we get down to our playoffs for Fireteam Cobalt. All Fireteam Phoenix it needs is one of these sub maps in Oasis.
They don't even have to get this one. You just got to get the next one. They only need one. So, looking like Cobalt's going to get up on this high ground first, try to force Phoenix back a little bit. That control point still hasn't unlocked yet. And really, that's the key on this map. Sometimes controlling that dive, the high ground, and being able to manipulate the other team into moving. So Cobalt looking, they're going to have to drop here, be very aggressive, and doing a great job, BMEC and Beancan. And this is looking in the favor of the side of Fireteam Cobalt.
Fireteam Cobalt is doing an amazing job of playing around these cooldowns. Where a lot of times you see a dive come out on the part of a Winston, and the bubble come right down on top of wherever he's diving. He dropped down. The entire team was with him. He used the bubble, and the entire team got value out of the bubble. As soon as the bubble was gone, they rotated out and got value out of the immortality field.
That's good, very efficient. And just like efficient there, Drake being on the Echo, getting the kills. A couple Beancan going down here early in the fight again. And EMP comes out looking to find anything. Good EMP there by Chaos. The Jolo picking up a kill, but it's still about an even fight. Jolo goes down after getting the double. And the rest comes in here, and it looks like Fireteam Phoenix is going to be able to get this one finally. But really a good effort there by Cobalt. I mean, playing patient, but it's not over yet. You are trying to stall here just to do anything. Now Malarkey coming in. This is crazy. The stalling effort by these guys is unreal.
yeah, the rage by the monkey, and then the malarkey coming in with the sound barrier. If you're gonna stall, it's gonna be that way. But we got ults coming out of side of Fireteam Phoenix, still trying to clean this up. But it's still anyone's fight right now.
All right, getting the kills again, coming in clutch. There's the DPS side for the side of Phoenix. Oh, Dragon, the triple. Incredible work. So they finally flip it. Hey, the Cobalt did a great job at stalling. I mean, they got it up to 78%. And really, that's not quite the one fight win, but it's almost getting up there. So the attacker's coming back here. Gonna have that grab just about the EMP and the pulse bomb coming back into there. That was a nice voice crack. I caught it. And the Valkyrie for the defense and the self-destruct and the minefield. So a little bit tricky here to recontest, but we should be able to take a look at it.
Fireteam Cobalt is in that situation. Fireteam in the last map. Not sure that I like that graviton surge coming out, but really trying. I think they were trying to force some. They have time in order to recoup stakes, but I really should have played that a little bit more patiently.
I think so. I think they were trying to get a little bit ahead of themselves, and the problem with that, you can't force that. And these guys right here, with Fireteam Phoenix, they're going to stay in this, right? They're the ones that typically force the mistakes more, and that's exactly what happened. They didn't have to do much forcing the mistakes here. So now you're getting into this where it's about a tie, and Drake coming up huge again. And this is looking really bad for the side of Fireteam Cobalt. They do get the kill there, moving as a team. That dies being really efficient. Here comes self-destruct, gotta run away. Nobody going down to that. Now the kill's coming back. Cobalt should be able to flip this here.
This is, I'm honestly looking at Fireteam Cobalt with the fight. We've got 3 still on the point. It looks like there's still 5 on the side of Fireteam. But their dreams are still alive. We've got the Baptiste coming in, heals coming in, survive for just a moment.
And they're gonna do it, and they're gonna flip this point here. And it's a really good stall effort here by Phoenix. But Cobalt staying alive, trying to push this. They have to win this or this is over. So we got 82% to the 99. This is going to come down to the final fight. And right now, Cobalt has the Grav coming up soon. And if you really look at it, both teams are kind of like middle of the way with the Olicon. No team has an advantage, so it's just going to come down to smart efficiency plays. Malarkey almost going down there. That almost ended that fight real quick here. Beancan getting on Eeyore. That's going to be really bad. We're going to have to find something. Now Dre coming in with a clutch play. Chaos does DMAG Beancan, and the EMP coming out. Transcendence. But this is looking really bad for Cobalt. And Phoenix is doing a great job of keeping them at bay here. And they got no answer. And now it's just going to be stalling. Can anybody get back to the point? Eeyore gets on, but they're not going to last long. And anybody else touch? They cannot. And Fireteam Phoenix hangs on to this match. And no matter what happens, no team can sit there and be too disappointed because everybody was treated with wonderful Overwatch today. Everybody played good. But unfortunately, Fireteam Cobalt came up a little short. And I think the big key there, Guru, is they didn't force enough of the mistakes. They made the mistakes themselves. And that's what really made the difference in this match.
Now, either way that this this matchup was going to go, neither team is out of this. This is Fireteam's first win in the tournament. This is Fireteam Cobalt's first loss in the tournament. If we're looking at our host organization, Break Gaming, their standings in any of this, it just pushes both of these teams more towards the middle of the pack. It's not a bad thing, and honestly, I was going to be excited for whichever team won this.
Oh,
So-
absolutely. And the first map, I mean, you go to the first map, Phoenix took that advantage, and you're like, man, Cobalt showed up a little late. But then towards the end, they started to pick up that momentum, and they won the next map, and then Phoenix went back, and then Cobalt won, and it just this back and forth. It was a great effort. I mean, everybody's excited. I mean, like I said, to be back into casting again, it's unbelievable to have a match like this. And this tournament's so exciting. And no matter what happens, everybody should be pretty proud of what they accomplished today and what's going to happen in the rest of the tournament.
Absolutely. Neither team, both teams to this. You know, if you look at which teams won the map, all right, Fireteam Phoenix put up the numbers, got the W, got it. But this was definitely a match where Fireteam Cobalt, you showed up. You really made some plays happen. You did some things that we all looked at and said, "There's no fucking way that should happen." And you know, the fact that you pushed it to a draw on Hanamura, that might as well have been as good as winning this match outright. Congrats, Fireteam Cobalt. Congrats even more to Fireteam Phoenix for putting up the numbers, getting your first match win in 6th Wood Tier Invitation. Congrats to both teams. And you know what? Congrats to our viewers, because if anybody won by being part of this tournament today, it was.
I absolutely agree. Now, I really gotta say, what's next, Cajun? Because I know you're probably sitting there, you're just like, wow, this that was some fun stuff now, wasn't it?
Let me get back over to here. Get my mic in play. Yeah, I think Cobalt definitely came out, and like I said, Lijiang kind of caught them on their heels a little bit, and then they came back. And from there on, they were in the fight. I kind of question why they held on to Sombra as long as they did. Chaos was trying to always make inroads into the Zen. He was always trying to, get a pick on the Zen, and it really just wasn't paying off. Versus kind of playing with the team and letting their ball roll in, and then you hack their ball, and then the ball is suddenly a non-factor because he just gets focused. He was playing Sombra, always going for that backline pick, and he just couldn't generate his ult in time. And that's where I was kind of going, they did it on Hanamura, they did it on Oasis. I'm going, you're just not getting that ult quick enough to have that big impact. So that was kind of one thing I saw on Cobalt's team. On Phoenix side, for the most part, their DPS were just putting up numbers. Everybody else could just play a solid game. They did not have to go to extremes because their DPS could just at any point just pop off and get a kill or two that could just turn the fight. So overall, two different styles, but they were even. But ultimately, Fireteam Phoenix was just a little bit more even, and they demonstrated it across a variety of maps. And I really thought Cobalt could. Hanamura was Cobalt's map to lose, and when they had 1 minute, I thought they did good with the Bastion pick. I think that was a good, hey, we got to throw something different, make them look different, make them think. It just didn't quite. I think the execution was a little lacking. It was the right idea, just the execution was a little lacking there. Maybe they just had a couple things just didn't quite go their way. But Hanamura was, if there's anybody on Cobalt, they're looking back at Hanamura as, we could have had that one. And that's the one that hurts. That's the one I can guarantee you.
There's
hurts.
Always that, man. There's always something that hurts. So I think some people are asking here, is there any post-game interviews we got there? Somebody was looking for a post-game.
Yeah, we have a post-game interview coming up, as long as we'll keep it short, as long as everybody in our cast crew is okay to continue a few minutes.
Yeah,
all
sure.
right.
We can,
with
is it Cobalt?
Yeah, we're gonna do the post interview with Fireteam. Let me pull them in here real quick.
The whole team?
The whole team.
That's crazy. You're playing with fire there.
I am fire. Oh,
Very exciting stuff. But like we said, post game summary, incredible stuff. I mean, 3-2 victory of Phoenix over Cobalt, and we point out the strengths, we point out the weaknesses. You just move on from here. But certainly playing in tournaments like this, it's gonna benefit everybody. So it's just wonderful stuff going on, and I gotta say, Cajun, great job on all the editing. As Cajun said in the beginning, Cajun did a great job with the editing and getting everything to be formatted properly. Great job.
production, truly incredible.
Well, howdy,
We
friends.
have
Hello.
we have our
Hi.
team in here. We have our winning team, Fireteam, who just gained victory over Fireteam Cobalt in the fifth map of the series. Professor AJ, you are the captain for the primary captain, and your co-captain is JBO. Is that JBO or JBO?
Jabo.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
Shabo. Well, that's a lot easier than saying all three letters.
Oh, were you saying it the 3 letters the whole
Yeah.
time?
Well,
Oh,
see,
that's
that's
funny.
the thing. Like, that's the hard part about casting. It's like if you don't find out or talk to people personally, it's like,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know if you got any questions here.
Yeah, I could
Here, but,
I could do some interviewing here.
Or Cajun, yes, go ahead.
So, you guys started off on Lijiang Tower, and you got a win. You got an 0-2, so it wasn't a split, and it seemed like you guys were kind of getting your swagger. And then you roll into King's Row, and you go down 4-3. Did that decision, did that loss say, hey, we're going to stick to what we're doing, or did you have to make adjustments for Route 66 to get that win?
Well, I can tell you that Kings Row was a crazy map. We thought that we definitely had the better attack. I thought that our attack was excellent, but their stall on third point on was it first or rather the second time, was just unreal. We could not get Malarkey on the Lucio. For the life of us, she was just flying around the cart, and we just didn't have the target focus to pull it out, because I think we had something like 2 or 3 minutes on the last point, and we just weren't able to close it out until overtime. But after that loss, we just said not again. We got to bring this home, because going with a map that you absolutely feel like you should have had that was just taken away from you, we knew that Route 66 was going to be a win.
And that's kind of what we sensed up here, is that some adjustments were made, and that definitely showed out in Route 66. Now, one of the things that we were commenting, or I could see, is that it seemed like you had your DPS core had a little bit of an advantage in the matchups that they were taking. Was that something that you guys were kind of sensing and using that as leverage to push against Cobalt?
Well, I can tell you personally that one of the things that we were most needing to do during this match was slow things down, calm it down. Jabo, if you want to take over this question, I think you have exactly what he's looking for.
Sure, yeah. So we've been really struggling with things like dive recently, and one of the things that we've figured out is that we basically just go a little bit too crazy early on in the fight. So, like, before a fight even breaks out, really, like, we'll be staging a dive, and there'll be 20 different calls of locations, and nothing is helpful because there's just too much, and we all split off in different directions. So what we started to do was, instead of, like, encouraging 1v1s, encouraging the split off, it was giving very specific direction at the beginning of the fight. And once the beginning of the fight would go in our advantage, then we would allow people to just kind of go a little crazy. I do remember a couple times Shushi got the better hand of, I guess it was their Tracer player on Route 66. That was kind of nasty. But it wasn't a concerted effort of, like, trying to let our DPS take 1v1s or anything. It was just get a very specific plan for the beginning of the fight. Like, don't let the monkey exist. I don't care if they have projected bubble. Destroy it. Don't let it happen, kind of thing. So I think that's probably the best way to for us to put it.
Awesome. Going over to your healer core, both teams really put a reliance on Mercy, and we really didn't see any Ana, Nomoria, and not to be expected Amoria, but do you guys like to just run Mercy as a continual thing? Is Mercy just that strong with this team? And from what we saw tonight, really Mercy was strong across the board. Is that a little bit of a disconnect with ladder play?
Oh well, let me tell you what. The last couple of games that we've had, it seems like Ball has dominated us. So one of the things that we wanted to do was make sure that we're able to enable our DPS with the Mercy to be able to just wreck the rest of their team when their Ball is doing dives and going away from making space. We're going to go in on them with the pocket or with the extra healing, because Mercy's mobility is second to none. But Mercy's Zen with the Discord and the damage boost is just unreal right now in a coordinated setting.
Yeah. So pay attention, ladder players. Mercy Zen is more than adequate enough. Moving on to Hanamura. I'm going to say I got the sense that you guys dodged one. You're like, yeah, we went 4-4, but we got to draw. Let's get out of here. Let's move on. Let's get on to the next map. Was that the sense that it was? Was this really Cobalt's game to win and lose, or did they just come up, or did you make some critical plays at critical times?
Jabo, this one's all you, or somebody else can take this one.
I mean,
I'm going to start by saying their attack was disgusting. We got absolutely rolled. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Absolute props on their attacks. We felt really good first point defense on the first time through. We made like one tiny little mistake. They instantly capitalized and just snowballed it all the way down. And then second point, oof. I'll let somebody else take over from here, but their attack was very hard to deal with.
Yeah,
Drake, it looked like you had something to say.
You got down to that 1 minute mark, and you've been trading blows, and I always call 2CP the sucker punch mode. Which team can sucker punch the other one and just kind of get in there, and you landing blows, and you're just going, okay, what can we do to change things up a little bit here? You're down to 1 minute. Take me through your thought process in that last minute. Were you making any big changes? Were you anticipating something that didn't quite pan out as but did you expect the Bastion as their defense?
Drake, it's all you.
Yeah, so on the Bastion defense, it was certainly unexpected, but it seemed like we were very close to figuring it out, and we were just kind of all playing and seeing what we could make happen. Unfortunately, we did kind of flip that attack, but then that's kind of when we decided we're not losing here. We're not letting it get taken from us again over little mistakes. We're just gonna play what we know how to do and roll them from there.
Awesome. So now we roll into Oasis, and you come out with 2 maps, clean win. Considering the first Lijiang Tower, did you guys have some good confidence rolling into this one, or mentally were you a little bit drained from the Hanamura slugfest that it was?
Fox, this one's all you.
Honestly, I feel like we were really on top of it. We wanted to win this one. We wanted to close it out. We didn't want to have to go to map 6. We play Oasis a lot. It's one of those maps that we end up scrimming a bunch. So we're kind of confident with what we're going to go with, not only compositionally, but like where our pathing is going to be and what we're going to try to do. So I think honestly, Oasis was a great pick that they took for us, and I think it was really good for us. Actually, I think we were ready to close it out.
Awesome.
Also, I don't know about the rest of these guys, but I was fresh off the bench, no fatigue. I didn't have to deal with the 11 CP.
It's very true.
Yeah, gotta be honest. I was pretty happy to be on Reaper by that point. I mean, I was certainly pretty tired. I've just been recovering from like a pretty bad migraine and stuff, and it was pretty rough. But so my head's been a little fuzzy today. But then we managed to pull through, and we were just really excited to win a match. We just really wanted it.
So Dreg, when you're on Oasis and you get a big pick on one of their healers, is that a big go moment for the team, or is it just business as usual as you backline? You get on their BAP.
I'd say, if we can just get it instantly before we like really engage or anything, that's just an added bonus. But we always like one thing we've especially learned I'd say in the last week or so is not to get like too too excited for lack of a better term, where we go too deep and end up getting caught out even if we're up one. So we've been slowly learning to just kind of take our advantage slowly and as much advantage as we can with everything we do.
Now, throughout the night, Piolo on Zarya was just raining havoc across you guys. Was that a call out? Was there any focus to get him under control, or was just we're just gonna kind of let him do what he does and try to play as a team?
I mean, I'll take this one. Definitely, that Zarya was obnoxious. A lot of times that focus was having to switch over to him all over the place. I mean, he was doing a great job raining damage on us. I think we did a good job though mitigating, and our target focus tonight, especially, I felt was quite good, and it has been improving recently. So I think it helped us a lot this evening.
Awesome. Well, that's it for my questions. And anybody else have any questions? If not, good luck in the rest of the tournament because you guys put in a good, strong showing tonight.
I don't have any questions. I just want to make a statement. So I do like Fireteam Phoenix here. I've seen you guys play over, last year when you used to be another team. I think you guys are improving. You're doing a great job, so keep it up.
Thank you, sir.
And as the host,
Thanks,
I'm very excited that Fireteam Phoenix locked in your first match victory for the side of Limit Break Gaming. Either way tonight, Limit Break was going to get a W, and the fact that Fireteam Cobalt lost this today, it pushes them a little bit more towards the middle of the pack. The fact that you guys got your first match win pushes you a little bit more towards the middle of the pack. All in all, it's kind of good for everybody involved. So a big fat congratulations, you guys. I mean, like I said during the cast, that Hanamura was that was the map of the night. Someone said 11 CP. Technically, it was only 4 CP, but it really felt like 11.
After that long payload, yeah, it definitely felt like a 12 or 11.
But I don't actually have any questions for you. I do heartfelt congratulations, and we're approaching a half-hour-long stream. I will hand it back over to Kim.
Man, I need those things.